Hello, and welcome to another episode of Third Action. I'm your lovely host, Jason, and these are the same three adults with adult lives that were here last month. In the bottom left, we have Regan Belladonna, Academy Wizard, played by Char.
Is my mic here? It is here. Hello. I have tea. I'm not feeling very well, but I'm here.
And that's what counts. In the bottom middle, we have Tullios Couldarn, martial fighter, played by Will.
I'm here also. I have tea also. I'm feeling fine. Let's play again. Yeah.
And in the bottom right, we have Felix Milos, human bard, played by Alex. Hello.
I'm also here. I bucked the trend and I have water, but not tea. We're all very adult right now.
Yes, extremely adult. I have one water. I have two water, double water, just in case.
I just have extra
Never
water.
drink enough.
I have Kirkland water. It's not mine, though. I've just been drinking it. That might be why I'm sick. I don't know. Could be anything.
Do not
Just a
walk up to
mystery
strangers
Kirkland
and
off
take
the
their...
street.
Yeah, it's like I don't even buy Kirkland water. I just
I like
found
the idea
this.
of walking down the sidewalk and just seeing a bottle there and going, "Oh,
Ooh.
water."
Yum.
Yoink.
My friend did do that with a bag of jerky. It was gross.
Was it unopened?
Yes, it was unopened, so it's not as gross
It's still
as you
just
might
a-
think. But it was
Yeah.
in the sun, and it was mysterious.
Sun-bleached jerky.
Mm.
Delish. Speaking
Well,
of,
yeah, speaking of sunbleached jerky, last time on Third Action, I'm gonna have to remember where my buttons are. Last time on Third Action, our group of I don't know what you guys are at this point. You're like unidentified agents working for the law, kind of.
yeah.
We're mall cops.
Yeah.
We're not real, but we're there.
Proud.
We are legitimate business people.
Don't shoplift.
That's a good one. Sure. Our intrepid business people were assigned the task of getting some dirt on one. Shoot, I forgot his name. But he is a noble. He's not a noble. He's actually a
Chilaxian
Chilaxian
ambassador?
ambassador. Yes.
Oh, the ambassador. Oh.
Yes. I
Shoot,
forgot to
where's his
open my
name?
notes. Where's my notes? Darvain Gios Ampre, the
Oh, that's
ambassador
what
to
that is.
Cheliax. Yes. So Mr. Ampre has been plotting a big embargo on Corvosa from Cheliax in order to basically drive up prices and be able to steal a bunch of land for really, really cheap. And he doesn't seem to care that he's going to hurt Corvosans in the process. So the captain of the guard, Field Marshal Cresta Croft, has tasked you with getting some info on this guy that she could maybe use to blackmail him into changing his plans. And that information seems to be in the hands of one Devargo Barvasi, the leader, the runner, the guy in charge, the king of spiders of Eel's End, a mysterious dude who is quite edgy and seems to peddle in secrets, as well as many other things. You, with the help of Vencarlo Orsini, you were led to the place and then did some information gathering, did some staking out, and yeah, you learned a bit about Eel's End and how it operates. You hung around, watched some things, got some details, played some Knivesies, and then realized that Tullios may have a little bit of filth fever still lingering in his system from back when he got accosted by that random woman on the street. And so you ended up checking him into the Temple of Sarenrae, I believe, yes, for the night, and went your separate ways with plans to meet up tomorrow. All that said, sorry, that was a slightly longer than usual recap. For posterity, we ended up accidentally skipping 3 weeks. Oops. Not accidentally, but life happens.
For purposes.
Yeah. I think right after I said we were back for the foreseeable future, which is great. But that's fine. Things happen. But we're here. So let's see. Let me go ahead and jump over back to the game. So it was around 9 p.m. on Cholesterol the 9th when Tullios got checked in to the Temple of Sarenrae for some healing, and you were gonna go and sleep it off overnight there. So let's go ahead and just jump forward 8 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is now Cholesterol the 10th. This is a Sunday. All right. So when you awaken Tullios, you hear Cornelius, the cleric who was sort of in charge of healing you, discussing something in the room with another 2 gentlemen standing nearby. They're both clearly priests. One of them seems to be he's wearing very similar robes to Cornelius, but instead of a lot of the blue, he's got a lot of white. So you imagine he must be another cleric of Sarenrae. I'll show you what he looks like, but he's got kind of thick, wavy black hair, a tight, nicely kept goatee, and all about sort of noble presence to him. And the other gentleman who is there is a Voudran man, another priest, clearly. This one seems to be, you're guessing he's from the Temple of Avadar. He's got a lot of white and gold on him. Along his waist, he's got this array of keys that are kind of looped together with various strings. And yeah, the 3 of them are just kind of chatting. You hear something. As you're waking up, you hear something about Joltleaf, Shockleaf.
I'll continue to listen then, if they're talking about Joltleaf.
Okay. Yes. This was the last shipment we were able to get in, thanks to a few concerned citizens, Cornelius says, handing some kind of like a small chest over to the Voudran man. That's quite lucky that you were able to find any at all. We've heard that there's been a number of an increase in cases lately, and I wanted to make sure that we had some more in stock to see to any further overdoses. It is a sad sight, Cornelius sighs. But it's our job to keep looking out for the people, after all. Quite, says the Voudran man. Lord Bromathan, would you mind walking and talking with me a bit longer? I wanted to get your thoughts on some things. Yes, certainly, the noblish cleric says, and the 2 exit the room. And Cornelius turns and sees that you're awake. If you've sat up.
As I'm
Have you-
hearing the others leave, I'll start to rouse in a more obvious manner.
Okay.
I've been listening surreptitiously otherwise.
Ah, good morning, sir. Here, let me make sure that you're still doing all right. I checked the rash earlier, and it seemed okay. Let me just do a few more quick examinations. Please roll up your sleeve.
Of course.
And yeah, he'll sit down beside you and start examining the various bits of rash that have now seemed to heal.
Oh, that does look better.
Yes, I do believe you should be through the worst of it. I don't think it'll be contagious at this point.
That's
Just-
good. I appreciate that.
Continue to take these for the next couple of days. And he hands you a small satchel. These are just a special kind of seed that's been infused with some divine energy. They should help abate symptoms for the remainder of the course. Just one each morning should do it.
Swallow whole, or can I chop it
Oh,
up
you can
with my...
whatever way is
Okay.
most comfortable for you.
Seems like something I could put on my grains or something. I don't know. What was that about Jolt Leaf, or you run out again?
We're certainly at the ends of our supply. What you've given us has lasted us pretty well, but there's been a recent uptick in cases lately, mostly around Old Corvosa.
Above the table, in my notes, I'm showing that I still have 9 light bulk of Jolt Leaf in my stash.
Oh.
Did you assume that I had given all of it to him?
I don't remember what you did or did
I
not
brought
give.
back a full... I remember bringing back a full bulk and then providing 1 light bulk to take care of Lizzie. But that... and if you want, I think that's reasonable to have provided the rest. I just didn't know if that was assumed or not.
I remember some getting... I thought some got, given to, Nia Gold, who then would have provided them to Cornelius.
Sure,
I don't
resold
remember.
and passed along.
Yeah. If you think Tullios would have still kept some, then sure, I would allow you to still have a bundle.
I will... I'll say that would have kept 1 light bulk worth. And
Okay.
the rest would have either gone to Nia and or Cornelius then. But, yeah, Tullios is kind of processing. If you've need of more, I imagine we could go and fetch some more again, but... It's concern... Are these overdoses growing... I don't know how to ask this, Father, but... Do you think they're forced, or do you think these are poor souls accidentally taking too much?
I take your meaning. I believe it's likely to be more or less poor souls not understanding the risks of engaging with such a drug in such high quantities. It's possible it could be a bad batch as well, bad doses, but all of the patients that I've seen in the last couple of days seem to be new partakers of Shiver. A lot of people have been, especially with the stop of mercantile activities, a lot of people have been put out of jobs and have had quite a bit of, stress to relieve, and Shiver promises to relieve some of that stress through sleep. But
Long sleep.
indeed, and certainly when used in that way. In small quantities, it can be fine, but I'd rather people didn't use it at all if they weren't aware of the side effects.
Old Corvosa, you said?
Yes, mostly in Old Corvosa. A few more cases in North Point. I imagine there might be a new supplier or something.
Well, if you happen to hear any information about a supplier, would you mind sending word to either myself or to Felix, actually? He runs the Script and Scrimshaw bar.
Ah, the gentleman that
Midland.
was here.
Yes.
Yes.
Came with me last night. If you happen to hear anything about where this supplier might be or who it might be, I wouldn't mind tracking them down.
I couldn't impose upon you directly. I've already spoken with the guard at some length
Well,
about it. But
if you will, sir, I do work for the guard. Usually as a firefighter, but more recently seem to have been working as bodyguard for others. Just if you happen to come across anything.
Certainly. I'll let you know if I learn anything, but details have been relatively scarce.
Oh, I'm sure. I would, of course, make it worth your while, and in the meantime, if I can get more jolt leaf to you, I will. To treat those who do have need of it.
If you're able, certainly. But you don't have to go out of your way. Our supplies should last a little while longer. I'm hoping that Well, Nia says that she has a new tradesperson that she's working with, who should be able to provide some next week, or this week.
Well, either way, as long as supplies are actually getting through, we have to keep the city running, Father.
I agree. Well, I should probably get to doing my rounds this morning.
Of course. Are there any other payments? Is there any favor I can do for you in thanks for this and for the help you gave Lizzie as well?
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Just keep doing what you're doing for the city.
Thank you. Alright, I'll gather my things, put myself back together, my clothes and such, and we'll head. We're talking pretty early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna head home. We're gonna make sure that Lizzie is hopefully home, safe and sound. If not, then we'll have to go track her down at the bar and hope that she's there. And if not, then we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, when you get home, you find that Lizzie is still. I haven't moved her yet, but she is there at home.
Okay. Wasn't sure if Felix sort of
in her room.
kept her in the inn for the night or not, but as long as she's there sleeping, then
She probably would have insisted on going home.
While I logically acknowledge that at some point we have to start doing breakfast at the Script and Scrimshaw, I am not prepared for the hours that will take.
You may need to hire more hands for an actual breakfast service.
Yeah, one problem at a time.
Okay, so yeah, you head home. You get home around 6 in the morning. Lizzie is clearly still asleep. You have time probably before the others will even be awake, so you can either take a nap now or
I'll
do
putter
whatever.
around, make breakfast, make sure my gear is working. I'll make sure my gear is in working order and is all prepared, and then I will make breakfast, just in case Listy wakes up.
Okay. So you have an oddly normal morning outside of the hospital visit. Let's see. Regan.
It's me.
Yeah.
Me?
You went back to the academy. I presume did some
Yes,
normal studying.
I had to
at the night.
read my favorite books and take a nap.
All right. Then you get up pretty early in the morning, probably around 7. You can do your daily prep, which takes about an hour. Do you have anything on the docket for the day?
Are you ready for me to go shopping yet?
Sure.
I shop. I just want to look at my scrolls and learn scrolls. What day
sure.
is it?
It is
10th.
Sunday currently.
Oh,
10th.
good. So I don't have to be too worried about studying.
Yes, not today. Schools, people are doing studying, but there's no classes today that you have to worry about. You should be able to double-click the school supply there. Hopefully you can see it. That's this thing. And there are some scrolls available there by default. If there's other rank 1 spells that you're looking for, we can roll for them. They should have most common spells. Like they're pretty easy to find. These are just at a glance some things that are available.
I like spacious pouch.
Yeah, spacious pouch is the new version of
Yes,
bag of holding.
that's good. I need the spacious pouch.
And they would have like some of those.
Mm.
I put just one quantity of each of these in here, but they do have multiples.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're getting up early, doing your prep, and then heading to the school supply store to peruse the scrolls, then I'll let you do that, and then
Cool. Thank
while
you.
you're doing that, we jump to Felix. Felix, early in the morning, as you're doing a bit of cleanup around the place, Lizzie has already cleaned up most things, but you're like getting set up for breakfast before she comes in. You hear a knock at the door.
Oh, who could it be? I'll go answer. Hopefully, I have at least some coffee made so I can offer them something.
Yeah, you open the door to find a very small halfling woman with gigantic round spectacles and a clipboard in one hand. And behind her is a very stout dwarf in green armor and a very tall Shawanti woman. I believe this is the Script and Scrimshaw, yes?
Yes, please come in.
Yes, we had a request from our talent agency for a bodyguard.
Indeed, more of a bar guard, not so much a bodyguard, but yes, I'd love someone to help secure the premises and make sure we have an orderly establishment.
Yes. Well, I have the right here 2 candidates. There were actually many candidates who applied, and so we were able to fulfill your request very quickly this time. If you would like to interview them, I was hoping that you'd be able to do so this morning, perhaps.
Of course,
they both have plenty of time.
I would be happy to interview them both. I will lead everyone inside and get them settled and offer at least the coffee that I have.
Okay. Yeah, you offer each of them coffee, and let's see. So, the one of them is a stout dwarf with their bronze skin, kind of flush red cheeks, thick red beard, and shiny green armor. He's got like a very, very serious, stern look on his face, and he just kind of glares. And when you offer coffee, he's just like, yes, and takes a seat at one of the tables.
Fair enough. Not everyone's a morning person, or a person.
The Shawanti woman, pictured here, is quite tall. She's like 6'5" or so. She's got a fully shaved head and tons of tattoos all over her body. Many of them are sort of geometric patterns, but a lot of them are reminiscent of fire and flames. And she like puts out a fist as she greets you.
I will greet her fist bump with a fist bump.
Well met. Yeah, sure, I'll have some coffee. Mind if I just take any seat?
By all means, pick a table.
She walks straight up to the bar and lays her massive hammer down beside it. Just like leaned up against one of the other stools, and spins around in the seat.
Fair enough. At least someone's making themselves at home.
I would have one as well, please.
Of course.
And the halfling woman she'll just take a seat by the door. If you would just interview each of them separately, and once you're done, I can take them outside, or they can wait outside, and we can discuss to see if either of them would be a good fit for you.
Of course. I'll meet with them one at a time up in my office, and ask them some basic questions about their history, both protecting and protecting others in the past, and hopefully we can make a decision quickly.
Great, that would be wonderful. So, which would you like to interview first? The Shawanti woman or the dwarven man?
I'll take the dwarven man up first into the office for a conversation. I'm sort of getting the impression that he is all business in all ways, and it's probably best to get this one completed.
Yeah, when you gesture to him, he just grunts and gets up, hefts up his halberd, and stoutly walks up the stairs behind you, saying barely anything. You get to the office. We can do this in the office. Where's your upstairs floor? Activate. Yeah, get this out of the way. You guys aren't here. Goodbye. Oh, that's a clone of you. All right. Okay. So you're just in the office.
I guess names would be a good thing to get to know. I'm Felix Milos, the proprietor of the Scripton Scrimshaw. What is your name, good sir?
Nur, with a K, of Gilded Claw.
Ooh, hell and well met. What brings you to Curvosa and specifically to my wonderful establishment? I'd love to know kind of how you came to get into the industry of bodyguarding or security guarding, as it may be.
Worked in Corvosa. Sorry, fine. Wrong word. Worked in Riddleport. Gasworks. Nasty business. Left. Came here.
Understandable. The gasworks at Riddleport sounds unpleasant, even to me, who has kind of never left the bounds of Corvosa. while you were there at Riddleport, have you had a role in kind of a hospitality oriented business before? Have you watched the door at a bar?
No. Gangs mostly.
Understood. Is that something that's sort of that you look forward to? One of the aspects of running an establishment where you want to welcome people is being welcoming, and knowing where that line is when the people kind of are no longer welcome. How do you think that you would do in such a position?
I don't like talking much. I like gold.
Understandable. The goal we see here at the Script and Scrimshaw is more in the relationships we form with others and less in the pockets of the people who visit, but there are still something gold to be had. One final question. What is your signal when you know that an evening has gone too far and maybe it's time to wrap it up?
A halberd in the neck.
That is definitely a way to bring an evening to a close. Well, Nurk, before we wrap up this interview, would you have any questions for me?
No.
Well, thank you for your time. Felix will see him out the
grunts, nods, and exits. Let's see. Where is? I assume you then bring in the Shawanti woman.
Correct. Hello and welcome.
Hi. How's it going?
It's I didn't expect to start interviews so quickly, but I'm excited to helps kind of bring a little bit of peace and safety to the Script and Scrimshaw. Forgive me if
it's pretty rare for anybody to be hiring, so figured I'd try to snatch up the job quick while the money was to be had.
At least I understand the city may be a little chaotic, but the Script and Scrimshaw is just reopening, and you definitely have an opportunity to join us as I rebuild this inn and help make it a hospitable place for people again. But before we get too far, my name is Felix, and I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
My name's Shields from Flame. Nice to meet you.
Flame. Nice to meet you as well. I wanted to ask to begin, how did you find yourself here in Corvosa in the security and hospitality industry?
Well, to be honest, I haven't done much of that before. Used to live out in the Cinderlands with my tribe, and well, it's hot, messy. It's not a lot of civilization. I know it's kind of counter to my tribe's philosophies, but I figured it was time to settle down for something a bit more, a bit less chaotic.
Oh.
So I came here. Mostly been doing odd jobs, lots of work at the labor type stuff over the docks, but with all the trade drying up, hasn't been much of that lately.
I could definitely say Corvosa has more civilization, but I don't know if it's necessarily more civilized. You joined the city at a fantastic time to get a great example of it.
True. I've seen the way that people stare at me, give me shifty eyes, speak behind my back. You couldn't be more right.
At the same time, while people may give you a cold shoulder every now and again, part of working in a hospitality-oriented business is helping people feel welcome and then helping them feel unwelcome when the moment is appropriate. Is that an aspect of the job that you're sort of excited about? Maybe do you have any history of it working with your tribe in the past?
She thinks a moment about it. Well, I suppose maybe not like greeting or anything, but I used to be a well, sort of scout for my hunting group, if that counts. That involved a lot of interacting with other hunting groups when we saw signs of them, greeting, making sure that friends were friends and foes were stayed away. I like to think I know when to be intimidating and when to be friendly.
You definitely seem to be able to read the environment so far in the interview, and interacting with other tribes in that way has similar challenges in having to make a kind of snap judgment about a stranger that you've met seconds ago.
Yeah, certainly. There's definitely been times where even interacting with other tribes, and you start to get a good eye for which ones are troublemakers looking to rile things up, and which ones are just there for the fun.
Well
but
said.
I can't say I've had specific experience to. This is a bar, right?
Indeed.
Seems like it.
A bar, an inn, a kitchen, a welcome place for people to take a rest from the havoc that is the city.
Well, I'd like to think I could figure out who's being a nuisance and who's not. I can't guarantee people won't be scared of me, though. Honestly, I might be bad for your business.
I mean, it is not the worst thing in the world for patrons to have a healthy respect of the person watching the door. But I understand your anxiety if the experience you've already had in the city has been uneasy. Does it bother you to be in kind of a public facing role? Because I can definitely say part of the job is going to be being the first face that many people see when they come to the Script and Script Show.
She shrugs. Doesn't bother me that much.
Well, I want to hope the best of Korvosa, and I'd like to think that people may give you a second glance, if only because they haven't had a chance to meet you yet, and doing so will settle their nerves. I at least know the folks in this district are welcoming and have been for myself and the Script and Trim Shop for many years.
Well, that'd certainly be... Well, again, as long as you don't mind the occasional person leaving because they don't like tattoos or whatever.
That is their own problem. And if they're choosing to pick a fight over that, then they probably were the sort of patron who would find a reason to pick a fight.
And if such a patron happened to find a fist in their mouth and a few broken teeth?
While it's important to make sure that there are boundaries established, we generally try to make sure the patrons leave more or less intact, even if they receive some feedback from the universe that their actions were less than desired.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Go light on the teeth. Light on the teeth.
If I get the job, sure. If they mouth too much, I can't promise anything, but I'll behave.
It's good to hear. You sort of run through all the questions that I had. Did you have any questions before for me?
Is there like a uniform or anything? Do I need to? And you see, she's dressed in kind of like leathers and furs. She's got like kind of like a sleeveless tunic on, so your guns.
Felix, I'll shake my head and go. I have never felt the urge to enforce a uniform on anyone at any point. If you have ideas for one, I would love to hear them. But you'll have to get it past Lizzie first, and she might have opinions as well.
I just want to make sure there's no uniform.
Absolutely not.
The colors and everything. She's kind of gesturing at your vibrant clothing. Not my thing. It's fine. It looks great on you, actually. But for me, I like the fur.
Come to work comfortable, and just watch out for the Cuervos and Summers. That fur is going to get a little bit uncomfortable as things heat up.
I guess, are you expecting, what kind of establishment is this? Are there going to be a lot of hooligans? Should I expect rowdiness, or?
Not, rowdiness is not really how I would describe it. I think the city as it is right now is more in a place of maybe sorrow and recovery. Where we don't get that rowdy of a crowd, having first been closed for a couple of months. So it's just like the bar crawl dictionary doesn't have us listed in it anymore. And moreover, I don't know, the book theme sort of attracts a quieter crowd. You might have to console a guard here or there who might be a little bit down on their luck.
I can do that. That sounds easy enough.
I'd say more importantly is just that the bar may be like quiet for periods of time. And today we have only one employee who staffs the business a majority of the time, and I just sort of didn't feel right leaving her alone all day.
A woman. I could see why you might need the extra protection.
And certainly, like, if there's at least two people in the business at all times, like it makes people take a pause. Someone won't try and put something over on Lizzie because they think that just because her back is turned, no one's looking.
Well, don't worry about that. I'll always keep my ward safe.
Thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. It was fantastic to meet you.
Of course. I'll just go wait out there then. And she gets up and offers to shake your hand.
I'll reach out and shake her hand. Thank you for taking. And I look forward to chatting soon.
She nods. With that, the two of them go wait out on the street. Where's my list? Back to the list now.
So, were either of the two to your liking?
Both definitely had their strengths and weaknesses. One thing I would note is that neither of them seemed to have any relevant experience in the hospitality industry. And you had mentioned that there were many applicants for the role. I just wanted to understand that a little more.
Oh. Yes, while there are many applicants. Most of them are woefully underqualified for such work. We really have been getting everyone from the frail and the infirm to the hearty and noblemen looking for a day job. And my boss says that of the ones that submitted overnight, these were the two most qualified, or the two that she trusted the most with protecting such an establishment. But if you wish, we can continue the search and see if we can find some more suitable applicants for you.
I understand, and I wanted more visibility into the process that your agency undergoes when searching for an applicant. I understand Corvosa is in its own state of change right now, so it's interesting to know that all kinds are looking for a day job.
Yes, it's been quite the flood of applicants. And unfortunately, most of them are not coming from service industry jobs prior. It's a lot of the manual labor market that's been hit hardest. And while normally that would be the strongest fit for such a position, very few of them are going to have explicit hospitality-focused jobs. But I assure you that my boss has vetted these two and thinks that they'd both be able to do the job.
I would love to hear what specifically about each applicant made you believe that they would be a fit for the role. I definitely had my conversations and have my opinions, but I would love your insight.
Well, Mr. Noor of the Gilded Claw, while he's a bit gruff and rough around the edges, he is quite strong and is very loyal as long as you continue to pay him. He seems very steadfast and unbreakable, and he's got excellent combat experience. Should any hooligans come attempting to break in. Overall, very resilient and athletic and well-trained. Miss Shield from Flame, she is much more amicable and actually has a history of protecting her own tribesmen. And though she's not exactly the typical candidate, the boss here notes that she does have a very wide range of skills that could be useful for bar work. She's actually very skilled in survivalism and nature. She knows a lot about crafting and all sorts of other things, while still being fairly athletic herself.
Understood. Is this the first position that you've found for both of these applicants, or have they worked other jobs that have been found through your agency?
These are both new applicants to our agency.
Understood. Thank you for answering all my questions. I think I have a candidate firmly in mind, but before I made a decision, was there anything else that you wanted to let me know that might be pertinent?
No, I don't believe so. They're both looking for similar hourly wages, so I don't think there's any competition there. And certainly you don't have to make a decision now.
Understood. From the conversations that I had, I think that Miss Shields from Flame would be the best fit for someone to look after the script and scrimshaw. While neither applicant has any specific experience being the front door for a bar, I think that she'll do a fantastic job finding all of the odd jobs that come with looking after this old bar.
Sorry, I'm laughing because this is. I don't think I've ever done a role playing interview before.
Yeah, I did not know I had to pull this from nothing in 5 minutes before. So I wrote down some interview questions and
Excellent.
we made it up.
All right. I'll go speak with the candidates and let them know. And that's great. I'm so glad that you were able to find someone that you liked, and so quickly too. Please let us know if you've got any more positions that you need filling, and we'll certainly be happy to work with you again in the future.
Of course. It's a growing bar. I'm sure that we will end up chatting again.
And she nods and exits. There's some talking outside, and Shields with Flame comes back in. Hey, so I heard you're actually going to give me the offer?
Indeed. If this is a place where you would like to work, you are more than welcome to join us here at the Script and Scrimshaw.
Hey, coin's coin, but you seem like a good enough guy, so sure. She holds out a hand again to shake.
I'll shake her hand and honestly, welcome her to this fine old building. Lizzie will hopefully be here shortly, and I was just getting ready to run for the breakfast service. Folks have started to get wind that we are open on a regular basis, so we might even have something approaching regulars if we keep this up.
Oh, cool. Do I start right away, or?
If you are ready to start today, you are more than welcome. If today's does not work out, we can always pick a specific day.
I didn't have anything else today other than more interviews, so why not?
How do I put this? I don't have any jobs specifically set aside because I myself didn't think that we'd be welcoming someone so quickly. But if you feel free to explore and get to know the space, and I'm sure Lizzie will be here to boss us both around shortly.
Sure, I'll get a lay of the land. I'll take a look at all the rooms and stuff. Mind if do you have like a back area? I'll do a loop around the building, check out the block, see what other businesses around, make sure I kind of know what I'm dealing with. Yeah, I'll be back in a bit. And as she starts to make towards the door, you hear the door open, and Lizzie comes in. Tully, would you have gone with Lizzie into work today?
Would have escorted her. That wouldn't have been a problem.
Okay, then yeah. So Lizzie comes in, followed by Tully. Good morning, Felix.
Good morning, Lizzie. I wanted to introduce you to someone new. The job hunt for someone to help watch the door while myself and Tullios run around the city did finally succeed. Please meet Shields from Flame.
Well met. Heard a little bit about you. And she does a fist towards Lizzie, who kind of awkwardly fist bumps back. I think we'll get along great. But introductions later. I'm gonna go look around. And she darts off to start looking around the space.
All right. So that's going to be bodyguard, defensive. Okay.
I think they'll do a good job.
Not sure what your official title for her would be, but
I don't know. Bouncer, I guess it's an okay term. I haven't thought about that much. We don't have business cards yet, so titles kind of go with that task.
You can worry about that sort of thing later. Let me finish helping get ready to open. And Lizzie will go ahead and get to her duties for the day.
Personal security. Felix is just trying out titles as he wanders through the space.
Well,
All right.
I really don't have anything other than work to do today, and escorting you and Regan is technically work, so if you need me, let me know. Otherwise, I will go pull a shift.
I do think that we have some business in Old Corvosa today, and that we probably should pay a visit to that part of the city.
Oh, you by chance haven't heard of an influx of shiver overdoses nearby here, have you?
You haven't.
Me
No.
be the person. Nope. Nothing through what business channels I am still aware of. I was hoping that with the shutdown of Gadrin's operation, maybe we'd put a cork in that particular outlet of drug.
No, it's talking with Father Cornelius, and Tullios will pull up his sleeve to show the healing rash. It's still a little itchy sometimes, but it's not. It's gotten better. Apparently, it's not
Yay.
going to be contagious anymore. So, but speaking with him, he mentioned that there had been an uptick in overdoses, especially in the old Corvosa area. I was wondering how widespread it had gotten.
Oh gosh, I hope their supplies are holding up. It was both an adventure to collect the jolt leaf that we did, and it seems like someone was actually trying to harm that supply.
That it did.
Unfortunately, I know nothing about that recent uptick. But ironically, the place we're going and the person we're talking to might very well. I have to figure out how to work that into the conversation.
I do
All right.
hope for all of our sakes that it turns out he's not behind it.
Either way, we should probably make our way to the university and pick up our third so we can continue with the day's adventure.
Well, very good. Do you have any instructions for Lizzie? I don't know how this operation works, so.
Lizzie, do you need any help from me? At this place, you are probably more organized than I am.
No, I've got it, Felix. Are you guys going out?
Indeed. We'll hopefully be back before the day is done.
All right. Leave it to me.
Well, thank you, Lizzie. And I hope you have fun showing Shields from Flame all of the nooks and crannies of the script and Scrimshaw.
Oh, yeah, she seems pretty cool, honestly. Yeah, looking forward to talking to her.
She might need a little help getting used to talking with the customers, but I think she'll fit in just fine.
All right. And with that, you head out, and I guess you're going on a walk to the university?
Yep. Long walk.
Oh, the academy, rather.
All
right.
Out of curiosity, how high of level can we buy things in theory here?
You can
If I was
buy...
looking for, like a level 6 rune, for example, would that be something technically available or not likely?
Oh, I see. You might be able to find it, but you probably wouldn't have the access to buy it.
Okay.
Depends on specifically what you're looking for.
The shifting rune.
The shifting rune.
Yes.
You could certainly... That would involve some digging around, investigating.
Okay.
Information gathering to try and find it.
We'll check and see how Regan's doing, and if she's busy, then something to kill the time, and if not, then we've got something to do right after. So.
Oh, I can be
Alright.
so busy. I have 6 hours of busy work if you want, or 2 hours of busy work.
Well, Regan might very well know where to get that rune.
Also
Could
possible.
help with that as well.
All right. Well, Regan, what are you up to?
Well, I looked at now I'm distracted by this wonderful store with all these scrolls. I have a shopping list. I feel like I shouldn't just read out this long list I have, but I calculate how much I need. Should I have just been pulling them, or?
Oh
do
yeah,
want
you
me
can
to-
just pull them out.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a way to, if you just like, I think there's a buy button. Oh wait, hold on. I need to turn it into a merchant.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, now there should be a buy button. And now you should be able to just buy the items directly. I hope. And you can just tell me what you bought if you did.
See, it does say merchant, but now I don't see where buy is.
The buy buttons should be over like on the far right hand side of each item. I think. Or
Make
maybe
it
you
as
just drag
big
it
as-
out.
Oh yeah,
don't
let
know.
me see what dragging it does. What is the?
That might work.
See, they renamed Longstrider.
Yes, Longstrider did in fact become Tailwind.
Let's see. What does that say it did?
It says it sold it to you. Hopefully, it removed 4 gold from your money.
I think so, but what's the next one?
Oh yes, it looks like it gained 4 gold pieces. So I think that's what happened.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that, but then I was gonna learn. I should just take the ones that I was going to learn. I don't know how long the interviews took.
Those took about an hour to do.
Okay, I could learn a spell in that time.
Yeah, each first rank spell takes an hour to learn.
So I'm gonna assume. Well, it takes me 30 minutes because I'm a savant.
Oh right.
I'm very special. But I assume it's gonna take like 30 minutes of shopping, and then I'll just learn a scroll. And so I don't have to go through all this, and I can just do it really fast. I can just try and learn Tailwind.
Okay.
So.
So that would
to
be
that.
an Arcana check,
Yes.
and it will cost some money to learn, but
Yes, it will.
spell.
So
For a
first
first rank
level.
spell it costs 2 gold by default. If you crit succeed, you'll spend half. So go ahead and roll the Arcana check.
All right.
DC is 15.
Good luck to my plus 10. Yes, it's a 28.
That is
Yeah.
a 28. That is a crit success, so it only costs 1 gold to learn it.
Ooh, so cheap. Here, let me get rid of that.
So you buy the scroll, and then you spend some time studying it, and all in all have spent 5 gold. And you still keep the scroll. You don't use up the scroll.
Oh, cool. Now I know Tailwind, everyone. Wow.
Nice.
I'll close that, and I'll just like shove all the rest of this in because I assume by the time I do, people will arrive, and we can talk about that.
Yeah.
So feel free to arrive.
We arrive.
You tell me which spells you're getting if
Yes.
you want.
I could say Tailwind, Sure Strike, Alarm, Sleep, Pocket Library, Gravitational Pull, Create Water, Force Barrage, Floating Disc, Thunder Strike, Runic Body, Runic Weapon, and Spacious Pouch, which is not a scroll. But I want the
Yeah,
Spacious Pouch.
There's an item.
Oh, they're selling spacious pouch? Dang.
Yeah. Now I have Spacious Pouch.
That's useful. For
Oh yeah, it does
multiple
take the
reasons.
money. Sweet.
Okay. So, you, Tullios and Felix, you arrive. I mean, Char, you probably have enough time to do, what, like 4 more? Because it's
Oh,
probably
it's
going to
gonna
take
take
them
that
like an
long?
hour to walk there.
Oh yeah, hold on. Should have pulled these earlier.
Pick
Sleep.
your favorites. Let's go.
I do have them here. I have. Let's learn sleep. I did rank them on how I wanted to learn them.
Excellent. And it's all the same DC. It's all DC 15, so
Let's
you
find.
can just keep
my
rolling.
So we'll do sleep next with an Arcana check. Whee! Uh-oh, that's a 13.
13 is
We're
a
not learning
failure.
sleep
You
today.
could use a hero point if you wish.
Is it worth it?
3.
If you
What
don't
happens if I
learn the spell, if you fail, you can't try again until you gain a level.
1 minute. 'Cause let's see. When you roll a
Gotta think this
critical
through.
fail, learn a spell, you get a failure. When you roll a failure, you can try again after 1 week. So
Okay.
I can personally
So you
try
can try
again
again
after
next
1
week, yeah.
So I
I forget
won't.
what feat that is. Is it like
It is
spell savant or something?
Spellbook Prodigy. So
Okay.
basically, yes.
Nice.
It's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, especially if
So
you're
then
gonna
I'll
learn a bunch
try-
of spells.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me write down that was a fail. Oh. What do I have next? Force Barrage. It's over here. I'll just do it after I grab it. Maybe. There it is.
Barrage of Force. The new version of the magic missile.
I do have a wand for this too. Oh! A natural 20 for 30.
Yep, that is a crit success. You only spend
Wow.
1 GP additionally to learn it. Oh, you do still spend the 2 gold on sleep, I think.
That makes sense. So let me take out 3.
Oh no, materials aren't expended. No.
Oh.
Well,
You
then
only
no.
lose the money if you crit fail. Looks like.
Which I can't do. Thunderstrike. I think I grabbed that already. I did. Okay.
You did.
1 more. $22.
That is a regular success, so it costs 2 gold.
So
But
that's
finish copying that in 30 minutes. And you have time for 1 more.
Oh boy. What's my next tier of ones? I like. Where did it go? I like gravitational pull.
Yeah, that's fun as well.
So we'll do that. Maybe.
Ooh. 14.
I will re-roll that one because I got mad at it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Feel the
Spend
anger.
a hero point.
All
There
right,
you
28.
go. 28's a crit success. Spend 1 gold.
I won't fail twice.
I refuse.
What was the first spell you learned?
Tailwind.
Tailwind, okay. Okay, so that was Tailwind, Force Barrage, Thunderstrike, Gravitational Pull, and then you failed on Sleep.
Mhm.
Alright.
And do the scrolls, they don't disappear ever or only on critical success?
They don't disappear ever.
Okay.
Like, until you can... When you cast the spell from the scroll, then you spend it.
Okay, but not when you learn.
Correct.
Cool.
And you technically don't have to, if you're just trying to learn spells, you could go to the library instead and just learn them from the library books. But this
That's
way you
true.
also have the scroll permanently to
Nice.
spend as like a free spell slot.
I have a big scroll wall.
Alright. As you finish up that last spell, you get a magical page from the front door guards who let you know that you have visitors.
Ooh, I wonder who it could be.
Strange old men here to visit.
Yes, I have to go get my strange old male friends to bring them in because they're definitely not students. Yeah, she'll go down to greet them. I'm gonna put some of these away first. So sorry with my random bookkeeping.
Yeah, no
'cause
problem.
She is not strong enough to hold all of these. This.
Scrolls are like, what are they, light bulb?
Yeah, but I'm a wizard. I'm very weak.
A wispy babby.
This
Oh well, didn't you just buy a spacious pouch? Just put them in there.
That's true.
That is
Dumps
very
them all.
fair.
I don't have time to go back to my dorm, so I'll
Dump
put them
them all
in this
in.
pouch. Oh
All right.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
you stuff everything into the spacious pouch.
Get in there.
Tully, Felix, you watch as the massive doors to the academy crack open, and Regan is like walking out while like stuffing things into this new bag that she's got.
So much paper.
She's doing the thing where
Impressive
you've got like the
fits, yeah.
backpack like fit around like the front of you so that you can like reach into it, and she's just like cramming things in.
I went shopping.
Nice bag.
Thanks.
Enchanted?
Yes. It's very good. I can't normally carry this many scrolls, and now look at how many I can carry. They're all like popped out. Ah. Get back in there.
Quite the collection there. How are you
Good.
doing? Everyone doing all right?
I'm good. I slept very well.
That's good to hear.
Oh, I was finally able to get some help at the script and Scrimshaw, so Lisney's not alone all day long.
Oh, that's very good.
Hopefully, we can feel a little more secure as we go run around the city and have our own adventures.
Yes, that will be appreciated. Speaking of which, are we prepared, or do we need more time to prepare?
I don't know that we're going to be able to do much of anything without being at Eel's End, so we can probably talk as we walk over there. I think if I remember your plan correctly, you just want to walk up to the big boss and say hi.
Yeah, we have
That's-
money.
That's what I've got. If there are better ideas, I'm open to them, but we can try just talking, and you're very good at it, and I can look pretty intimidating. So,
I mean, I don't doubt that you are intimidating, but did you see that guy? He was covered in spiders.
I'm aware. They do go squish.
You can eat spiders. They're edible. You can have them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Tully's slow turn towards Regan as she's just matter-of-factly explaining the,
It's a
nutritional
delicacy
benefits
in
to
some places.
spiders. Yes.
Very protein heavy.
Felix is having none of this conversation.
I mean, you
This
eat
is-
crab, don't you? These are just terrestrial crabs.
I don't know that I do, in fact.
Oh, you don't like seafood? That's okay.
I just don't think I've had the opportunity.
Really? Here. You haven't had the opportunity to eat crabs? Or spiders? Oh. Look, that's interesting.
As far as I'm aware, the water has more crocodiles or alligators. I don't know which.
You can eat those too.
I am aware of that.
Well, that's good.
There are a lot of crabs in Corvosa fish markets.
I wasn't sure if it was a crabbing market or not, so...
Yeah, I
just gonna
think so.
assume.
Given that there's like a giant crab in the Rise of the Rune Lords at one point, I imagine that this ocean probably has crabs. Even though this is a bit further south.
Well, my
Crabs
mother
are
had an
kind of
allergy,
everywhere.
so I've avoided them.
That's probably good. Sometimes allergies can be passed down.
Hard to say. Haven't tried them, so...
Well,
Yeah.
Shall we go?
Oh, we're going. We're walking.
Yeah, we're walking. This
We're on the way.
this conversation is taking place while we pass by undoubtedly it would have to be well timed to pass a fish market the moment we're having this conversation.
Oh, look. They don't look very fresh. But they
They're
are
waiting this
fish.
whole time for us to actually get here so they can start smelling.
Oh,
Ugh.
the outer.
Alright, so you guys start making your way through the Heights district.
But yeah, totally. Exactly how do you intend to broach the topic? What we observed when we were in Eel's End last is that the boss is pretty heavily guarded behind multiple layers of people whose sole job it is to make sure that you don't bother the boss. So how do you intend to get to that first meeting?
Lie.
I mean, it's a choice.
If we tell them that we have an appointment.
And what happens when they check the book and don't see an appointment?
We raise a ruckus. If my assumption is that this is a place of business and raising a ruckus will usually cause them to attempt to appease.
Or eject. I don't know if you saw how many guards that are there. They have
I'm aware.
absolutely no problem with
And they might. And that's
seeing
why
a
if you have a
disturbance
better
happen.
idea, I'm definitely open to it. I'm
Um,
not here saying this is a good idea. This is the idea I have.
I wanted to make sure that if you had a plan, that plan was heard.
Well, my original plan was to try and sneak in, but that was poo-pooed, as someone here does not seem to like
I don't
swim.
like the water. No,
Yes.
that's true.
No,
And I will still veto it.
And
Don't regret it.
I'm respecting your desire not to swim, but
Thank you.
in light of that, my next plan is to walk up and try to lie to them. Or we could just burst in, I suppose, but you've already explained the guard situation, so...
if I can put an idea out there, we did seem to at least make minor friends with Rajik, who runs the Knivesies game. They would be probably the friendliest ear that we know in Eel's End to help us at least figure out how to properly get an appointment to see the boss.
Do we want a proper appointment to see the boss?
And you're not wrong in saying that we have money and they sell information. This is a business they engage in. It's also just they don't have a sign out front that says we'll blackmail for cheap. So there's a way to get to that conversation.
I imagine they're not cheap to blackmail either.
No, it's the sort of business that is probably very expensive.
Yes. Well, we can definitely try.
That would be my idea, is to head back to the Knivesies game, observe, maybe participate, and try to have a discreet conversation with Rajik.
Trying to recall whether I was in disguise or not yesterday.
You were.
I was.
You were there as Mayhem in disguise as well.
Okay.
So you had on some form of mask in addition to a different outfit than Mayhem would normally wear.
Because my instinct was
And-
actually to go back in a different in guise this time, but if we were going to reconnoiter with somebody we've already dealt with, I'd rather go in the same disguise. Okay.
And currently, none of you, I'm assuming that none of you are wearing your disguise from yesterday. You need to reapply those.
Yeah, no, and I
Yeah.
have not done so.
I assume we are in street clothes, and yes, for this plan, we will need to redon yesterday's disguises.
And in
Which I
this
think
world,
we
it's
can do.
relatively common for people to wear the same clothes multiple days in a row.
That's fine. That's not what I'm thinking about. Just
So you
thinking
still
of the
have
plan.
the clothes that you went out and bought
Yes.
yesterday, but you need to still reapply.
Then, before we cross the bridge into old Corvosa proper, I'll kind of pull us aside to duck down an alley so we can start applying our disguises again.
On my outfit.
All right.
But,
Go ahead and give
outfit.
me the blind disguise checks.
Disguise.
Put on my less fancy jacket.
Deception.
Yeah, deception. Who's in charge of doing the disguises? Or
I think I am.
Okay.
Let me pull my disguise kit back out.
A blind deception check. clicky.
Well, are
Is
you
the deception from the person
so-
applying?
Yeah, it's from the
Okay.
person who's in charge of applying it.
Okay.
So you can have if you wanted to aid, you could also aid with a deception check. But only one person need roll. And actually, I'll do it as one check. So just one check for the group rather than
Okay.
it's kind of like a follow the expert sort of situation.
Then I will use a hero point with this as well.
All right.
And just keeping
And
the
I'll
higher.
Just give you the keep you the higher.
And
Keep ye higher.
disguise kit. Let's go. Question marks.
All right. And that has all the bonuses. Looks like it. Okay.
I believe so.
Where'd my pencil go? My husband was using this one before, and I think he has moved my pencil.
We find a convenient alley.
It has vanished. I will keep it in my brain. It's here on. It's in Foundry. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, you managed to get the disguises on and set up, and you take the time to do it carefully to make sure that everyone's looking good. All right. Now let's.
Okay.
Let's
Lead
go.
the way. Yeah.
I think, yeah, we
Alright.
head into Eel's End.
Knivesies.
And to our favorite part of it.
I like that I'm getting volunteered to play Knivesies again.
So it is
We
still
could just
it's
watch.
relatively early in the morning. Like it's
Oh,
it's 11 a.m.
Yeah. I mean,
Day
pretty early
drinking.
lunch.
I actually, this isn't the worst thing in the world because, like, we want to have a conversation. And if you remember, that Knivesies arena was a
It was
ruckus.
bustling.
Yeah. So like this isn't entirely undesired. Hopefully they'll be setting up for the day. You know, filling the pouches full of gold, scrubbing yesterday's blood off of the table.
We're sneaking in for sneaking is not the word. We're going in for an early appointment. You know how you call the doctor first thing in the morning to see if anyone's canceled their appointments? That's what we're doing.
No, that's where we do the boomer thing. We just show up and just say, "Hey,
I'm
you know,
here.
I was in the neighborhood, so I figured if they just happen to have free time, you know, for them, they take a look at this weird bruise that I've got on my arm."
We're gonna get thrown off the ship. Like, I'm not looking at your weird bruise.
No, we're here to see if Mayhem can get into tonight's schedule, because undoubtedly they like have an orderly Knivesies game, you know.
Yes, because it was so hard to hop in last night.
This music is very battle forward, and I know that it's not a battle, but it looks like we're about to fight 100 people.
Oh my god, we are about to fight 100 people.
There's not as many people here this morning. I forgot to clear out.
It's like, ooh, can we turn around?
Yeah. We
I
were
got
hoping to get him when it was just
it's
like,
morning. I'll go back to this one.
Jason's like, you idiots, you fell into my biggest trap yet.
enjoy
They were
fighting.
having-
your way through.
It's the Goon convention this morning. You didn't know.
Whole henchman showed up. They're actually here to vote on their union.
Yes.
I'm just moving a bunch of people around. Okay. All right. So yeah, it is 11 in the morning when you arrive at Eel's End. You're up the docks a ways. It's much more empty here than it was last night. You see a few people milling about, interacting, but not much else. Just a couple guards on duty, it seems, still. The usual.
Might as well head over to talk to Rajik.
Yeah.
Rajik.
Casually walk into the place.
Look
We
like we
own it.
belong, because we totally belong.
I mean, how else does a Star Knivesies player get made?
Won 2 games of Knivesies and it's gotten to his head.
I don't know how Verizians walk, if they have a walk. If there's a specific kind of stroll they like to do.
Are you trying to do like a swagger or
No. In point of fact, Tully would feel very bad about
To
the
like lean
concept of
back,
that.
don't walk your way
Well, I was
down
imagining
the
more
dock.
like you know those like very large old-fashioned pantaloons where they're like ballooned out, so you kind of have to waddle. And I'm just imagining a very exaggerated waddle with these very large pantaloons, just because that's how important we are. But no, regular standard walk as we head down the dock.
Could do something like that if you wanted, but all right. So yeah, you just make your way.
Absolutely not.
I'll move you closer at least. Here you go.
Ooh.
Warp you
Hello.
down the dock. Okay. Yeah, you make your way down the dock. Nobody seems to take notice of you.
That's perfect.
Any changes of
enforcers
note
walks by.
on the Eel's End there? The actual ship? Like, just a couple guards
no.
out front?
Yeah, it looks like the same 2 guards, or there are 2 guards out front still.
Okay. Not necessarily the same, I assume.
Yeah, you haven't noticed any particular changes.
Okay. Alright. Then we'll just go talk to...
Yeah, we'll head towards the I want to call it a Knivesies arena, but it would have to be bigger to be an arena.
Knivesies shack.
the twin... Yeah,
Oh,
the
the
twin
twin
tigers.
tigers. I still want to know what's going on underneath the twin
I actually
tigers.
can't make it around this
No.
corner.
That
Yeah.
happened to me last time.
Yeah, the corner might be a little bit too tight. Here,
Is it?
I'll-
Does it already sound like there's a din under from the stairs as we pass them?
Maybe some light conversation. But it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't sound anywhere near as busy today.
Okay.
There's one thing I know about casinos. It's that people are there all the time, day or night, and they don't know if it's day or night, and neither do you, because there's no
Yep.
windows.
But it does seem like this place is decidedly less busy during the
That's
day.
That's
Though
good,
it is
that's
a
healthy.
it is a Sunday, so
Ooh,
it is a
Day
weekend, so
of
more
respite.
people are here.
it's God's
than
day.
It would be. Which gods, though?
All of
Um,
them. All the good ones.
It's their
I don't
day to
want
go
you
to
to
the
gamble.
casino.
Oh, I gave him. Okay, it's like, why does Rajik have like 500 HP? And I think I gave him HP equal to the gold. I was doing
Yeah.
gold tracking through his HP.
Yeah,
Um,
something like that.
Okay,
He's
so yeah,
so
you
strong.
you round the corner towards the room where you were playing Knivesies at yesterday, and you see Rajik there, or possibly Ambuget. You're not sure.
I was going to say, can we tell the
They-
difference?
They look very similar. And you see one of the two of them leaned over the railing, just looking out wistfully into the river, Jagare River. He hears you coming and kind of turns to look. Oh, friends. Ah, you're the Knivesies player from yesterday, are you not?
Yes. Back for maybe more action. Maybe some other business.
Indeed, we
Ah.
were hoping to get on the day schedule, if that's a thing.
Knivesies games are not usually running until much later in the day. But certainly, I would love to have you back. It is not very often that we see such a powerful winner. You could be quite the house edge.
And we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to win back the gold they feel they deserve. I feel bad that the lady the other evening was evidently upset at our winning streak.
Oh, she was very upset, actually. She came back later in the night and was demanding to see you, but did not know where you were, so
Ooh.
A
what is
rematch could not
there?
be found.
Well,
But
perhaps
she will be
tonight
very
then.
happy to know that you're back.
Yes.
A rival.
Should be fun.
What was her? If you don't mind me asking, what is her name? I'd love to know who it is that we've already made such a fan out of.
Oh, what was her name? She was a noble woman. What house was she from? He's trying to think to himself. I think she may have been from the, she was one of the Jagare children, I think.
Interesting.
House Jagare are, they're the maintainers of the Jagare Library, descendants of Montlarian Jagare, who was like a gentleman explorer who helped found Corvosa. Or he's involved in the founding story of Corvosa in a kind of funny way. And yeah, his family is one of the great houses, the Great Five of the city.
Oh gosh, we have angered someone of such importance. Hopefully, we can win her over.
I'm
if
sure give her a chance to fight back.
You should
That's all she
defeat her
wants.
again.
Well, yeah. She has to win. Don't get it for free.
You said you had other business, perhaps?
Indeed. While we wait for the evening to approach, we were actually wondering how we might find ourselves into a meeting with DeVargo. We had business of another nature that we'd wish to conduct, and heard that he is quite the person to chat with when information is that which you seek.
Meeting with the Vargo, you say? Well, why don't you come inside? We can talk about it in here.
Of course.
And he opens the door to the Knivesies room.
I'm keeping an eye on him as we mentioned DeVargo, and I want to see if there's any, like, strange presses against a wall. Any signals that are obvious as he's
Okay.
entering and going in. Because I don't mind following him
yeah.
in. I just want to
Give
make
me
sure we're not
a
walking
give me
into
a
trap.
blind perception check.
Absolutely. Buttons.
Oh, it made a noise.
So I'm guessing that was a nat one.
Yeah.
What? That's not a good noise.
That's a good noise,
That's
right?
funny. I
That's the
should
victory
turn...
Ooh.
So audibly. Would it be inappropriate for me to attempt to use a hero point at this point?
I would allow you to use a hero point. That is incredibly funny.
I was considering it before I heard the noise.
I guess
No, only
that
just before I heard the noise. Oh
which
god.
is I must have some module, but like
You know what?
enabled
No, that's.
crit
I'm gonna
effects.
leave it.
No, but go ahead. Yeah, you can use a hero point.
All right,
Spending
fine.
it.
We'll do a hero point. Let's. Can I re-roll and keep?
It's like you hear something on the winds, like.
Yeah, just something. There's something in
In your
as
eye.
I'm walking in, like there's a sea breeze and the smell of crabs overwhelms me for a moment, but I bring myself back, regain focus, and keep a keen eye out.
Which module do I have that's doing that? I don't know.
I'm dice, or the dice mod might actually do it.
Is the dice mod?
Yeah, is there a
That's
checkbox
called
for
Dice on
ominous
Dice?
noises?
There
Because
probably
that's a
is.
setting to be able to say that when you get a nat 1, it rolls that, but it's so weird that it does that on a secret dice.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't do it on a secret die. I hear Kennedy squeaking.
Yeah, he's very excited.
Have a good
Kennedy
time.
is blessing you all, listeners. Please enjoy.
Hi. Okay, now he's just staring at me.
That's funny because it didn't show the. It played the sound effect, but it didn't show the little darkness effect that happens on nat 1s because it shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I think it played the sound effect on my end, and I'm funneling the sound back to you guys.
Oh,
So I
you
need
have
to just
it
turn
on
off the
your
sound
end.
effect.
Yeah, Dice So Nice, I'm pretty sure is the option. You can just
Is
turn
it
off sound
okay?
effects
Is it in
there.
Dice Nice? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm gonna find
Dice So Nice,
it.
3D dice settings, special effects, or preferences, I think, actually. Oh, mute all sounds for GM/blind/self rolls. Let's
Oh,
turn
where's
that on for me too.
Is it in preferences?
It was under my preferences in
Sound
Dice
effects.
Events.
Oh yeah, mute. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Excellent. All right. Did not know that was a thing.
I
But,
wonder
okay.
if that's a surprise.
Yes, your natural one turned into something that's not a natural one.
It's a 2.
Hey, that's twice as good.
Hey.
Yeah.
That laugh.
But yeah, you get the sense that, at least the initial sense that you bringing up wanting to discuss something about DeVargo, that he's taking some precautions of like not having people over here, and so he's sort of led you into this room. If you would close the door, please, that would be. And I don't know which of the two of you, Regan or Tullios, closed the door. But one
Regan
of you
did.
does.
Oh yeah, I
Regan did?
clicked on
Okay.
it.
So Regan closed the door. So you, what kind of DeVargo business do you have? You don't look like the type or types who would have anything to say to that sort of man.
We're more interested in bits and pieces of information that he might know. We understand that he previously made a friend of some someone of import from Cheliax, and the two had a falling out, and we ourselves find ourselves at odds with the same person. So we may have similar objectives in wanting to make this person's life a little more difficult, and for that, that common goal might lead us to some business we would like to conduct.
So you wish for me to arrange a meeting?
If at all possible, and by no means would we consider it a negative if we could not have this meeting. You have been a fantastic host and more than welcoming, as we have gotten to explore the joy that is Knivesies.
He runs his hands over the red, blood-stained wooden table, and thinks for a moment. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check to make a request.
Diplomacy, public, private, other.
You can do it public if you wish.
$26.
Okay, you got a 26 versus. Well, a meeting could certainly be arranged. I would need to know a bit more about your intentions. What will you do once you have this meeting exactly?
Our hope is to use the information that we learn to help encourage this person to be less actively antagonistic towards Corvosa.
I see. So
an altruistic sense. DeVargo is not much in the business of altruism. But
By no means did I think that DeVargo would help us out of the kindness of his heart. This is a business transaction.
if you have the coin, I assume. But I must ask, what is it that you're doing for me?
I mean, we are here to provide you another evening of fantastic entertainment.
An evening of entertainment. You are offering your skills at Knivesies, then.
Felix will gesture at Tullios. Excuse me, Mayhem. Mayhem.
Do you want to play for the opportunity?
He blinks a moment. No, I would not play. I suppose if you're offering your services in, of playing the game,
Well, you said something about a house edge. It seems like a fair trade if I do some business for the house.
Yes, I suppose I could have you running some games this evening. An undefeated man such as yourself. All you have to do is win the right number of games and then throw. A loss at a critical moment. If that is not too much to hurt your pride.
Well, a hefty purse is worth a lot when it comes to pride, so... I think I can assuage my wounded pride enough, if that will suffice for you.
It certainly would go a long way to making some extra coin for myself and my brother. Alternatively, we need not play the games. Could always grease the wheels more directly.
While we're happy to provide entertainment for your establishment, if you already had a schedule for the evening, we could come to some arrangement in pure coin. I felt for the noblewoman who would otherwise be unable to earn back her losses from yesterday.
I do not care much for the Jugare woman. So whether or not she makes her money back is irrelevant to me. But certainly if you are willing to pay 1,000 coins, gold, I'd certainly be willing to arrange a meeting right now. But if you wish to play your way, then I would allow... we run the arrangement later tonight, once things are a bit more happening. And after you do the loss as suggested, then I will be more than happy to introduce you just after that game.
I think the evening's entertainment sounds sporting, but I am also not the one playing who would be on the table at Knivesies. Mayhem, how do you feel?
All I would want is a guarantee that my efforts would not go wasted. So, I'll take the fall if we can have a conversation after.
Sounds
Sure.
like that's a deal then.
Yes. I'll offer my hand for a handshake.
Can I, and I'm looking for the correct word, so I'm going to say the incorrect word, get some sort of insight check to see how I feel about them telling the truth?
Yeah,
That's what
you
I
can-
was about to ask. Is like,
Yeah, you
how
can-
likely is this guy to actually do this?
yeah, you can both give me blind perception checks,
Ooh.
and I will assume Tullios is already counting towards this.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't hear any windy noises.
Okay, this is versus that. Oh, did you do a new roll already? Okay. That's fine.
Oh, sorry. You can ignore that then if you want.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to use your prior roll.
Never mind.
So I'll
Sorry.
ignore the new one. Okay. Yeah, the three of you look at each other, look at him. He seems like he wants the money. He seems more than happy to make this arrangement. Doesn't seem to particularly have any sort of ulterior motive here.
Yeah.
You
He'll make
can
money
tell
this
man's
evening.
motivated by money.
Or I can pay him now. So
I think we have offered him both money and spectacle. The two things his business are made of.
And we
And
get more Knivesies.
well, and to be clear, the three of you cannot bet on these games.
Of
That's
course.
fine.
And no compatriots of yours either. In fact, I would like it if you would all stay here for the rest of the day until it is time to perform. That way I know that you're not doing anything fishy with external people that you might know.
So like stay in this room or
I was
stay
going
in
to
the
say I have a
ships?
hard time agreeing to that, if only because
no,
that
you
seems
do
like
not-
a waste of my time.
You do not need to stay on this ship. You can stay over at the inn.
Well, if we're going to be staying on the ship anyway, why don't we arrange to meet with him now? And since if we're going to be waiting here, I'll be here to play Knivesies tonight. So
Because if I have you meet with him now, you might not be alive to do any sort of what is the word for reciprocation later.
I suppose that's a concern, but that being established, don't you think that he would be just as upset with you for bringing somebody worth killing to him in either case?
No. He sort of just kind of shrugs that off. I don't think it. He is an unreasonable man, but not so violent.
Then why would you worry that I wouldn't make it out?
It is a jest. I don't. I've only just met you a day ago. It is more about a lack of trust. I do not trust that you will go through with your end of the bargain. I want to see that you're doing something for me before I do something for you.
Understandable, but you're asking me to waste my entire day on around here? I have other things to do.
Now, Mayhem.
If
we
you want-
we can enjoy yet another day at the fine establishment at Eel's End in the name of building a bit of trust.
You can also suggest alternatives to me. This was just the first
I
idea
did.
that came
You
to
didn't.
mind.
You refused my request. I figured we might as well meet with him now. If we meet with DeVargo to kill some time in the meantime, we can get our business done, and then I can play Knivesies to relax after.
He shakes his head. If you wish to go meet with him now, enjoy.
There's a strong part of me that wants to take him at his word and just go.
Mayhem, stop that.
You see Mayhem like start to move towards the
You
door.
know you are being a rowdy, being rowdy right now. We can spend the day here.
You have come to me asking for a favor. I just wish for a favor in return.
And you'll get a favor in return. I'm not saying you won't. In fact, I'm saying we'll stay here until we get to play Knivesies. We just might as well do so in an environment that actually serves a purpose.
Regan apparently crawls on top.
Oh gosh.
Crawls up the. Come here, over here. Wait, message. Oh, she's gonna message. Yeah, that's better than whispering. It's like how much bribery money did we actually have?
I think it was 2,500.
No, it is 1,500. He asked for a
It was
solid
1,500.
Yeah, I was
two-thirds
wondering how much we had because I'm like, if we had 2,000, I'd be like, you could just give him 1,000.
I'm sitting on
and
650 without an issue.
You can haggle.
I
don't
think
want to.
I think we go burn some time throughout the day, if only because it is both a gesture of trust that we can stick around, and you never know what other encounters you might have.
Char is also right. You can haggle. You just haven't.
Well, there's the desire of not wanting to pay this man any money. He can make money from other things.
Oh, you're being a cheapskate. That's very dad of you. It's like, I have a coupon. I came here.
I'm gonna not.
I would like to return this piece of fruit.
Sir, this coupon, it is for a different store. I do not know what you expect me to do with this.
This has been expired for 6 years.
Right there, it's in your hands. So therefore, you must honor it.
We do not offer the or we do not honor the online offers. You will have to take this to Amazon where you got it.
I don't think Amazon exists on this continent or this world.
Oh gosh.
Abadarmart will replace that role in the future.
Oh, thank goodness. What time do the Knivesies games normally start? It's like a 4 p.m. thing. It's a weekend.
They should start happening around, I imagine, around 3 or 4, yes.
Okay, so it's like 11.
So we have to kill 4 or 5 hours.
Well,
Yeah.
what I would like is for you to be here at 5, to be at the sort of the maximum hype of the game, when people have already had a little bit to drink and are a bit more willing to offer up their coin.
See, I should have learned sleep. Then I'll just sleep Mayhem for 5 hours.
We
Like,
never did
good night.
explore the basement of this building. But
There's so much to see.
nor did we see the really anything of the inn. We just saw the upper deck. Come on, you can go be a tourist for half a day.
And if we really don't like being tourists, we can figure out a payment that seems fair between us.
Fine. We'll go be tourists or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Then it is a deal.
Won't leave Eel's End. We'll be back at 5.
Don't you like tours? Isn't that something that like fathers enjoy, is going on boat tours and making itineraries for their
museum?
children?
Then
Yeah.
wait here just a moment then.
Is this some sort of...
If you
Are there
please.
pamphlets?
Yeah, do you have a pamphlet? Here, you should hold on to this pamphlet. It has coupons in it for the hotel.
Here's a pamphlet from the Cult of Norgorber.
So- Rajik steps out the door, leaves for a few minutes, and comes back with one of the enforcers.
Ooh.
You may do whatever you wish. Sir Enforcer, these three are my honored guests. I wish for you to watch over them and make sure that they are not accosted by anyone. They are going to be playing the games tonight. You got it, sir. And don't let anyone do anything funny around them, okay? Okay. Good. Well, why don't you three enjoy yourselves, and we will see each other in the evening. And Rajik will step out.
Ooh, we're honored guests. It seems like he used that word in a way that might not have meant what he meant, but I liked it
Really?
anyway.
Whatever gave you that impression?
I'm gonna latch onto that for the rest of the day.
Alright, I guess I'm watching over you guys.
Well enough.
Well,
What's your name?
Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. I'm Regan.
Nice to meet you, Regan. Never met a talking cat person before. It's kind of cool.
Talking cat person. Just mumble something.
Are there non-talking cat people?
Not cat people. That's your word. That's not my word. It's not what we're called.
What are you called? You look like a cat.
Oh, it's not for you.
Okay.
Kyle, we have a bit of a day to spend here at Eel's End. Do you have any suggestions for adventures we might not have had?
Look, I'm not here playing tour guide. I'll just keep an eye on you from a distance, okay?
Fair enough.
Ooh, I like that.
Aw. I thought we
Just
were going to
enjoy
end up
yourselves however you want. If you're just bored and looking to kill time, maybe you could go have a smoke.
What kind of debuffs do you think the smoking will give us?
with... Oh, so many.
You just gotta say no there.
Aw. You're not a party dad.
No, that just sounds like a bad time.
Yeah, I do think party dad sounds like a bad time.
In this particular instance, nah.
Yeah. No.
I would like to actually head downstairs, though. I don't know if I can.
Oh yeah, what is down there?
I assume
Yeah,
just more gambling, but we can see
It
it.
might be cool.
Yeah,
go.
you guys
Hello.
can go
Kyle.
downstairs. So yeah, Kyle will basically just kind of follow behind you. Like he's not standing right next to you all the time. He's mostly just doing his normal guard patrols and occasionally looking at you in your direction.
Okay. Okay.
But if you like go into a ship, he'll kind of go in and like stand at the door and look at you from the door. But he's not like standing right next to you all the time. But yeah, you can head down. There's no map for the lower part of the Twin Tigers, but there's an additional like two very kind of tight, crowded floors of basically card and dice tables. Down here, there's it's actually pretty. It's quieter than it was last night, but there's still a lot of people in here. It's just the people in here now they're all smoking. They're all very, very quiet, very like serious looking people, playing with like big stacks of money.
So the 11 a.m. crowd is the like professional gamblers. These are the
Yeah,
people.
it looks like it.
They're not here to like enjoy their weekend. They are here because this is what they do all day.
Yes, you can see a couple people have like Cerulean Society uniforms, like that's the Thieves Guild of the city. They've got like a lot of blue, basically. There's a couple of just kind of like rough and tough looking people, and then there's the the random, like, oil baron-looking nobles with their fancy mustaches and big coin purses. But they're all very intensely playing these various card games. So, what do you guys do? You can hang out there if you want and enjoy some card games. We can time skip if you want to just spend time doing random stuff.
Well, I can
or
sit on a
chilling.
bench and learn more scrolls.
You certainly can. Yeah, you've got the
Just-
scrolls with you. You can go practice them.
That is if we're not doing anything else. I can definitely downtime with a shit ton of scrolls.
Yeah, we don't have to role play out every hour
Of course.
necessarily.
No, but I think I would use the time to try and like passively do a bit of reconnaissance on just like the crowd that seems to be here. I get the feeling that this is where a bit of the business of Eel's End actually takes place. And it might be interesting to note who's losing big or who's winning big.
Okay, so you're gonna try to gather information on the clientele of the Twin Tigers.
Correct. That was
Okay.
a lot of words for that, yes.
Okay, that's what Felix is up to. Regan, are you gonna just find a spot to study some spells?
Yes.
All right. And Tullios, what are you gonna spend this time up to?
I don't know. Rather not be here, and I definitely don't like the fact that we're now under observation while we're here. So, that's a whole thing.
It's going to be a
He's just being
campaign.
grumpy and sulking about it.
Kind of, yeah.
Is it going to be our mission for this entire campaign to get you to learn how to have fun?
I mean, the theory's sound, but you don't necessarily want to know what Mayhem wants to do for fun. So,
Oh gosh. I mean, like I imagine that this is not an unfamiliar scene for Felix. This may not be what I do every evening, but like this is a different shade of the hospitality industry, if you will.
All right. Yeah, that's a good angle.
yeah, and definitely a lifestyle that Tully has left behind for reasons. So
Oh, is that why you're grumpy?
he doesn't live in he is Varisian, but he doesn't live in Old Corvosa like a lot of his family does.
Oh, okay.
So there's reasons for that. Part of it being that he has a good enough job that he can afford to live elsewhere. Not everybody does.
Okay. So you got 6 hours to spend.
Oh boy.
Reagan, I guess, pick up to 6 hours worth of the spells that you
That's
wish
12 scrolls.
to. All right.
I have not
and then-
enough, so
Okay, so you can just do those
What
then.
I have.
What you have.
let me write that down.
Felix, that would be 3 gather informations. Yeah, just for each one, give me a subject. Sounds like the first one is going to be the clientele of the Twin Tigers and sort of what they're up to. So go ahead and give me a diplomacy check.
First, the clientele, definitely. Just want to know what they're up to.
Okay. Where's my PC table? There we go.
Then I think for the second, like,
Hold on to the second one. So for the information
I'm
about just the
thinking.
clientele of
Totally.
this place, it is a lot of sort of wealthy merchants, some nobles, and then sort of professional rogues. What sort of business do you overhear on that? A lot of it is the sort of standard casino talk that you would expect. The most interesting thing that you pick up is... Sorry, reconsidering. alive. Okay. Okay. You hear about a number of it sounds like the merchants who are here are talking about recent or they're talking about the recent troubles that Corvosa is having and its effect on business. And some of them are talking about how the crown, specifically like Queen Iliosa, has started making some promises to certain businesses to sort of help boost business and get them to stay in town. It sounds like she's got some vested interest in boosting the economy. And in particular, you hear that it sounds like maybe she's you hear from like a arms dealer, like weapons and armor sort of merchant. Actually, he's just an armor merchant. You hear that he's gotten like a pretty lucrative contract from the crown to do some kind of like a pretty ambitious project for some new armor at scale, like enough to give to like a whole like squadron. Or
Do I connect the
small
dots to the other thing we heard about the crown starting her own army, essentially?
Yes,
Because this
yeah.
sounds like that. That sounds like this.
Yes. It sounds very similar. You're very easily able to put those two dots together. So not only is she forming some kind of new unit made up of only women, but she is seemingly getting custom armor made for them.
So this isn't an idle thought of hers. She's actually putting serious coin behind this effort.
Yeah, this sounds like it's starting to go underway, and that sounds like they're doing like that they're going to need to do like custom fitting, and they're working through like logistics and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the most interesting thing you hear about in there around the merchant talk. Second gather.
The second gather. I think this would mostly be kind of about me watching sort of the staff who were running the gambling hall, about just like is it a friendly atmosphere, or is it very sort of like ruthless and into business? Has Rajik kept their word in terms of being quiet about our purpose there, or is everyone passing like notes and whispering about, hey, look at the 3 people who are about to go off to their deaths in 20 minutes?
Oh, okay. So you don't see anyone really taking notice of you. The guard
Okay.
seems to be kind of watching, but you don't overhear any like kind of conversations or anything about you guys. You do manage to get a conversation with Anpuget, his brother, though. And he does actually. It sounds like he did hear from Rajik and tells you that, like, oh, Rajik says that you're interested in seeing Vivargo, and that he's going to set up some kind of arrangement for you. And that he knows that you're going to play Knivesies for him. You get the sense that he probably knows what you're going to do. But he seems very amicable about it. Seems sort of excited for you. you very clearly get the sense that both of these brothers do not really like DeVargo. And that in fact they're both rather sour about how much they have to skim a lot off the top to run the casino, but he takes a vast majority of the profits for how much effort they spend running it. And it's really mostly the two of them. They have some staff, but it's pretty limited. It's just a couple of additional people running the games, and that's it. So you're seeing that the two of them have to scurry around, and Unpuget complains to you about it. That
Interesting.
That DeVargo is a bit of a slave driver for the casino because it is his it's his big moneymaker aside from what's it called? The Dragon's Breath. Is that the other ship's name?
Yes,
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, aside from the Dragon's Breath, which he's talking to you for a while, and yeah, he eventually lets slip that the Dragon's Breath is actually a front for his drug operation. And while casinos certainly prey on people, Unpuget is not very happy about being so closely associated with a drug den.
Understood. There is a legitimacy in running honest or dishonest games, but a drug den is a different affair.
And I know that you just said which drugs, but with this role, you do additionally learn that in addition to just sort of the general drugs that they're normally doing there, that they've recently it sounds like one of DeVargo's rivals has been taken out of the business, and so DeVargo has massively stepped up producing sugar.
Does Mayhem hear that particular fact?
No, this is Mayhem's off skulking. This is pretty quiet, and it's just Unpuget just talking to you directly.
Keep that quiet.
There will be a time and a place for that piece of information to become known to Mayhem.
But yes, he's and the worst of it is this whole nonsense with the shiver. He is stepping up his production, and I think he is cutting some corners, if I'm honest.
Oh gosh, that's such a nasty drug to begin with. I can't even imagine what cutting corners does.
Indeed. While there are many, there are certainly many more horrible crime lords than DeVargo around. He is not the kindest one. Though, who am I to say? I am not the kindest one either.
At least DeVargo has a territory and seems to stick to it. It seems like with the recent with the passing of the king and the queen trying to establish some sort of stability, that everyone believes themselves to be able to take over the city.
Certainly, and well, I wouldn't try to get any bright ideas about dealing with DeVargo. He has the backing of the Cerulean Society, and once you piss off the Cerulean Society, you can kiss your business goodbye, whatever it is.
I would never dare. The established players have their various territories, and I can only hope that maybe DeVargo sees the shiver business to be more trouble than it's worth.
Indeed. Well, I need to get back to my work.
Of course.
Have fun with my brother.
Thank you for letting us camp out in your gambling hall all day.
Yeah, it's fine. It is more interesting conversation than I have had in some time. And don't tell anyone I've told you any of these things.
Of course not.
Could Mayhem have overheard that at all? Was he in the same room?
I'm gonna say... give me... You could... If you see that they're talking and you're gonna try to eavesdrop, you can give me a secret perception check.
Okay. Question marks.
Okay. You see that they were talking for a while,
hear it.
but they're speaking pretty quietly, and like,
Okay.
yeah, he's whatever they're saying, he's trying not to be heard.
Yeah.
It's in low whispers.
I'm listening. I'm looking around. I'm bored. I would like to be doing
Yep.
things, and I'm sulking because we're sitting here and I'm not doing things. So, not hearing the conversation, but I know that they talked, and I mean I've seen
Yeah.
he's talking to other people, so that's fine.
All right. And I guess one last gather, if you wish.
I've been trying to come up with a third thing to ask about, and I don't have one.
Yeah, it's fine not to have
And
one.
unless there's something else in this space that is interesting that I have completely missed, I have examined all the things that a gambling hall has to offer.
Are you only staying in this gambling hall? Or you're not going out to the other ships at all to gather information? Because there's a brothel and
Oh yeah,
there's the. I mean, you could go into the Dragon's Breath. If you're just casually chatting up, maybe see if there's a source of information for where this shiver's coming from. Maybe. Where the precursor for it coming from. If you're interested in that sort of thing. Don't know.
I'm thinking about how to broach that conversation because Felix isn't all that interested in going in there to buy drugs to begin with. So like I would have to
I mean, neither am I.
have a I
I
can
was just
always-
thinking how like advantageous this particular moment would have been for the shiver addict like thing you could choose. It would be like, oh man, I'll be right back, everybody.
Yeah, one of the background options at the start was a shiver addict.
Recovering addict. Stuck here.
Okay, so yeah, if you don't have anything in particular that you're trying to figure out, you can just kill the time. Meanwhile,
I think I'm just
Regan,
gonna kill the time.
which go ahead and tell me which spell you're rolling and roll it.
You know, there's not really good lighting down here to read these scrolls, so she has to kind of go back up a bit into the sunlight to see her scrolls better. Actually, no, she's a cat. She can see them just fine. Never mind.
Yeah,
She
and
doesn't
there's
care.
also candles and stuff.
She's not
so-
actually a cat. Don't call her a cat.
Shh. No one has to know.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 scrolls. I'm going to do. Can I just roll through my list? Is that like the easiest way? We can
Yeah,
do
just
it?
tell me the names
tell
in
you?
order. And
Alright. I have a Sure Strike will be the first one.
okay.
That's a 19.
That's a success, so 2 gold. Next. I can total it.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just check marking them so I can put them into my spell book later.
Yep.
Next one is Alarm. Whee.
That's
16.
16, also success. Next.
Pocket Library. Uh-oh. That's a 13. I won't be
That's a
using
fail.
rerolls for this because these don't
Okay.
matter as much. So I'm going to say it's a week. Create water. Whee. That's a 25.
That is a crit, so only 1 gold for that one.
Floating disc. That's a 29.
Another crit success. So 1 gold.
We have a runic
That's
body.
5. Runic body.
It's 13.
That is a fail.
And then runic weapon.
Runic weapon.
That is a 25.
Another crit, so 1 gold.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gold spent.
Get rid of
And
that.
you learned Sure Strike, Alarm, Create Water, Floating Disc, Runic Weapon, and you failed at Pocket Library and Runic Body, which you can try again on the 17th.
Yeah, so I have 3 that I've failed. Sleep, pocket library, and runic body. Cool.
Yeah, if you
You did it.
if you're taking notes for them, mark them as Cholesterol the 17th is when you can relearn. Unless you marked which day you learned it or tried it on. Either way is fine.
Cal 17. That's...
All right. So, kill a bunch of time. Eventually, Rajik. Do you guys convene at all during that time?
Should we?
I don't know. Does anybody share any information with Tully that he needs to know, or
Would you like to learn about all the spells that I've learned?
I get the feeling Reagan's going to share that information while Tully's just listening.
Oh, if he comes near her, she's sharing the information.
Yeah, like it's not necessarily
Look.
a desire thing to know, but more of a I'm in the area and look at all the stuff that I've learned.
Aren't you impressed? You should be. I did it so fast.
That is very impressive, and I do not understand what any of this means. So
That's right. You haven't learned a single spell this entire. I actually don't know if you know any spells or not.
I don't know any spells. Why would I know spells?
I don't know. Why would I
mean,
know
I
how
know some
to
people have the
beat
magical.
someone up with a whatever you do?
There is magic
We
that
have 2 different
actually like
jobs.
controls fire. That might be interesting to you.
I
A little
mean,
bit.
controlling water might be just as interesting, if not more so.
Oh, wait, I have these cool
Well,
spells. And she
fair.
starts talking about other spells like, what about this? What about the enlarge spell? You can make yourself bigger, and then you can punch a lot harder. That one's pretty cool, huh?
That could be fun. That could be
Yeah.
interesting.
And I can give you a flaming sword. But not
Why-
today.
Why flaming?
While Reagan is giving you the spiel, Rajik comes over. There you are, my friends. It is about time.
All right.
Ooh,
Very well.
Hope the audience is ready to be amazed.
dazzled.
All right. So, as agreed, he leads you up to the Knivesies room, which is going to be packed with people as it was last time. Standing room only, folks.
Ooh.
Excellent.
All right. And you know what? I'm going to be boring. Do you just go with the plan? Or are you doing anything weird? What's your plan, Mayhem? He wants you to win 3 games and then throw the 4th one.
We'll go with the plan.
Okay.
It doesn't serve
You-
us at all to do anything weird or bucket, so
Okay. So you spend the time brooding, considering whether or not you want to give up on the plan.
there are genuinely some prayers to Callistria about whether this is worth sticking with for the time being or not, because yeah, don't like dealing with people like this, but we do what we must.
All right. You decide the greater good is worth it.
You get to heal between every round.
I believe so. I
Is
think
that
there was,
like a?
there was a moment
yeah,
of
there's
downtime,
there's
but
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's like a matter of finding another person to jump up and get into the thing, but if that dictates it.
Between your battle medicine, Regan, and my soothe, we can probably make sure Mayhem goes into every fight with full hit points.
But when I go down, it'll probably take some actual damage.
Mm.
For realsies.
All right. So yeah, as instructed, you take on a set of 4 challengers over the course of the next hour or two.
Does the Jagare woman come back?
No, she does not return this evening, or at least not within these rounds that you see.
Oh, a little disappointed, but okay.
The challengers you go up against are really no threat to you at all. As long as you're going along with the plan, you're able to take them on as expected. It's the 4th challenger that's a bit of a surprise to you. They are a kind of lanky. They look like a pauper. Like they're dressed in rags. Pretty like emaciated. They look pretty thin. But Rajik gives you the nod.
Okay. I'll put up an act for a couple of in-game rounds or out-of-character rounds, and then I'll take a trip as he's going for coins. I'm assuming, unless he goes for the dagger first, in which case I'll let him take a slice at me. But I'll find a way to go down at that point.
Okay. Give me either a deception or a performance.
Deception would be the thing. Yes. And we'll keep it private.
Yeah, we'll keep it private.
Keep private. Well, I don't hear any whooshes. I know it's turned off now, but still, I don't hear any whooshes, so that's a good sign.
Okay. Yeah, you. This fight is. You start off doing really well. You start bullying this guy around, but just managed to, or like he manages to kind of catch himself a little bit before you like sort of fake throw him off. The crowd seems to be getting worked up, and it's the fights or the bout starts to go a little bit longer than normal, and then eventually he let's see. Yeah, I guess he would have gone for the knife first. And yeah, you just try to like dodge, stay away. He's not connecting anything. He like scrapes you a little bit, but nothing permanent. And then he goes for like a jab towards your leg, and you intentionally kind of like fling yourself to the side, acting like you got tripped up by it, and tumble off the table, and everyone, no! And the whole crowd erupts in boos as you go tumbling off the table, and the young man stands like dumbfounded. I won? I won! And everyone in the room is like, damn it! I lost so much money! It was a surefire win! And Rajik comes up and is like scraping the coins. Now, my friends, everyone's luck runs out eventually. And in the aftermath, everyone seems totally convinced. And in fact, Regan and Felix, you think that, like, when you watch it happen, you think that Tullios, like, actually did hurt himself.
Oh my god.
Like, he might have broken a leg falling off the table that way. But as the room clears out, you go over. I'm going to throw them all off the boat.
Oh my god. Losers off the boat.
Much like a footy player being let out on a stretcher who then just decides to get up and walk it off.
Yeah.
After the people start clearing out, Tully eventually decides to just get up, and he kind of stretches a moment, and then he very grumpily stomps out.
Yep.
As well, but he just standing on the, staring out over the water.
And here you go, young man. A little bit extra for your time. Thank you for playing.
Regan like immediately comes out as checking Mayhem over. Just like
Yeah, little scratch, nothing serious, surprisingly.
Rajik is like paying the kid a little bit extra, and the kid seems really excited for it. And sorry about that, mister.
Get out of here.
And yes, sir. And he goes running off the boat. Well, you did as you said you would. So
I did.
the offer shall be kept. Come, if you are ready now. You are not hurt, are you?
No.
That looked like
Just
a
my
pretty
pride.
bad fall.
Luckily, I had enough to cushion it. So.
Well, I appreciate that you went through this. I really do. If you're ready, then come.
Yeah.
I
let's
shall
get
introduce you to Mr. DeMarco. The spider will be happy to meet such an illustrious champion, even if he did get a bit tired and falter.
is Kyle going to come or is Kyle done with
Kyle's done.
Oh,
Do I need to watch
Sorry,
these guys
Kyle.
anymore? No, your job is done. You may get some rest, Mr. Kyle.
Bye,
Kyle.
Kyle.
we loved you. You were
Kyle
great
was the
company.
best.
All right, if you guys say so.
Grumpy dad. Had a terrible day at
Sorry,
Disneyland.
Kyle.
Didn't want to be here.
They pay
All
me,
right.
I do it.
Well, with that, Rajik will lead you down across the Dragon's Breath and its red hull, or red ship, over
Ooh, missed.
into the main Eel's End. All right.
At any point, has there actually been any eel served at Eel's End?
No.
Thank you, thank you for making the name completely meaningless. That's awesome. Please continue.
Just crap.
Just
This is
crap.
where the-
Yeah.
The eels go to end their lives. All right. As Rajik makes his way towards the door, the two enforcers kind of step to block him. Hold up. Who are these guys? Oh, these are future business associates of the spider. They have a meeting with him. I'm doing the sponsoring, he said. He didn't say anything about a meeting. He's got a bunch of recruits in there right now. Are you sure about this? He looks back at the three of you. I think they will be worth his time. Please, if you could let him know that he has some guests, that would be great. Alright, if you say so. And one of them will open the door and go inside. And Rajik will kind of huddle up with you guys. Now, I will do my best to give him a good impression of you, but you will have to do the rest yourselves.
Do I not give a good impression?
I will ignore that question.
Felix is here. Felix will
Thank
help
you
us.
for doing everything you can to get the conversation off on the right foot.
It is a pleasure, and my coin purse is very happy for it. Now, if you are engaging with him, he is a shrewd man. He is not very, how would you say, compassionate towards anyone. Does not care about the people, does not care about the city, he does not care about you. He only cares about himself. So I would not try to make any appeals to his emotions, shall we say. But I will note that he is a prideful man. He is very easy to butter up, if you get my meaning. Appeal to his ego rather than his rationale, shall we say.
Understood. This is a man who loves to hear hear praise about himself, and it's best that we reflect that back to him.
Yes, indeed. He likes to play up his scariness. Embrace it, I would say.
Oh, I should pretend to be afraid of the spiders.
Felix don't have to pretend.
Did you say anything else? He hesitates a moment before saying anything else.
If there's any help you can offer, we would greatly appreciate it.
You did so well for me. Sure. The carpet. Be careful about staying on the carpet if you make him mad.
We will observe the carpet.
Ooh.
Do not call attention to it, but just be wary of it.
Understood.
And that's when... Alright. Looks like the boss just finished his speech to the recruits. They're just gonna sit by while you talk. He's ready to see you now, if you are. I do believe so. Does anyone need to use the restroom?
No, I don't think so, but thank you.
Very well. Then we shall enter post-haste. Come. And he will then... the guards will step aside, the door will open, and Brigitte will lead the three of you into the Eel's End. And that is the episode for today.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. Hope
Time
y'all
to
had fun.
murder a kingpin.
We had an interview, some gambling nonsense. Two interviews.
I never really know what I'm in for at any of these games, and there is absolutely no way you could have prepped me to conduct an interview. Bravo.
Well, I'm just here to provide the weird sometimes. Well, any case, thanks everybody for joining us. Sorry for the missed episodes, but we'll keep making them. You're enjoying them for free, so keep enjoying them for free.
Yay!
Yeah, we should hopefully. Are we back next week? Is everybody?
I sure
Good
hope
for
so.
next week?
I'm good for
Alright.
next week.
Same.
Let's do this.
Yeah, unless I'm forgetting, I'm something. I don't think so. Calendar check. It's Memorial Day. I don't think I have anything planned for Memorial Day. So
Is DeVargo open free? Because like they're important too.
he's got it planned out. He is there. He's going to be available for you guys. He's
Yeah.
made a special arrangement just for you. Yep, exactly. So stay tuned, everybody. A nice little join us for a chat with DeVargo next time on Third
Yay.
Action. See you then. Goodbye.